What's up, Spicy Hot Nation? I'm back with another video. Um, Hope y'all like this video. Subscribe to me. Comment down below what y'all want to see next, and put on y'all post notification. Hit that bell. And, today's video gonna be me reacting to scary stories. I love scary movies. I love scary stuff. So this gonna be funny. Cause I don't know why it's gonna be funny, but it's gonna be funny. Alright. So let's get started. Let me hit record. Hold up. 3, 2, 1, boom. Alright.
My name is Pascal. I'm 22 years old now, but this event happened 3 years ago when I was 19. It happened in the middle of the night when my parents were away for an important company meeting. The company was kind of far away from where we lived, so I stayed home by myself while they were gone. One time, while I was at home alone, I looked out the window randomly and froze. There was a tall man, almost dressed entirely in black. He
Ooh.
was wearing a tuxedo and holding a kitchen knife. This guy was standing right outside of the door.
First of all, where you get a kitchen knife from, and why you outside my house? The what? Just standing outside my house.
Looking at me. He wasn't laughing at all, and his head was twitching continuously. Sir, please get off our property. Otherwise, I'll call the police. I opened the window and told him. Then the man replied, "Oh, you can do that if you want, as long as you don't look away." Because of this strange attitude, I felt anxious. So I grabbed my cell phone and called the police. But when I looked out the window again, he was gone. At that very moment, I heard footsteps coming from downstairs. I suddenly remembered that I forgot to lock my garden door, so it was still open. I thought I was going to die at first, but then I pulled myself together. I got my bat and looked down the stairs, slowly, trying not to make a sound. There he was. He was just staring at me. He didn't move, but said, "I told you not to look away." A few moments later, we heard sirens. The man still did not move. But then he suddenly changed his mind and walked over to me. I tried to swing my bat towards him, but I was so scared. I couldn't do anything except scream. The police broke down the door. One policeman tried to arrest him, and the other one tried to take the knife away from him, but the man resisted. He was strong. Even though he was outnumbered, they couldn't stop him. They threatened to shoot him in the foot, but he didn't care. Furthermore, he attacked the two policemen, and they tumbled down to the ground. I ran to one of the rooms and slammed the door shut, but he kicked in the door. When the door opened, I could see his face, and I will never, ever forget that moment. However, at that very moment, the police caught up to him and shot his foot.
Now
I
he
started
cares.
screaming in pain.
Now he
Shortly
cares.
after that, he managed to jump outside of a window and disappeared. The policemen chased after him, but unfortunately, they failed to arrest him. I never saw that guy again. I'm glad that I survived that incident, but I also feel nervous that he'll come to my house again.
He will.
From that day on, I always made sure I locked all the doors and windows.
Oh no. Oh no. First of all, your doors should be locked. All doors, all your garage, all that should be locked. What is you thinking? And first of all, he got shot in his ankle and jumped out the window. What kind of mans is this? Somebody come and get their mans to what? Alright, next video. This one went crazy. It wasn't that scary though. Let's skip that. I made the creepiest friend at the deep web. Deep web, no. Deep web is bad.
When I was a teenager, I would often explore the deep web with my friends, specifically weird stuff on Hidden Wiki. There were definitely a lot of links to choose from. I never clicked on the vital links because I'm not into that. My friend Latrice told me to click on one that says new best friend. After doing so, it takes you to a page where you have to make a profile.
Oh no.
I put the name Lisa on my profile. My real name is Susan. Once I made the profile, you are directed to a main page that has categories. They were silly, serious, smart, and smothering. We clicked smothering. I thought it was funny. After choosing, there was a list of people with their pictures, male and female. I clicked on a profile of a guy that had the name 5, like the number 5. I entered, and it didn't seem like someone who would be a smothering friend. When I was searching through his profile, I received a message from him asking if I were looking for a friend.
No.
I looked at Latrice, and she laughed, but also told me to respond yes. So we're messaging back and forth for maybe 30 minutes, and then Latrice had to go. I told him I'll be back on tomorrow, and he said okay. Maybe a week went by where I would talk to him every night. He seemed very nice, so we exchanged numbers so we could talk more.
This the deep
Everything
web.
seemed fine until I clicked on another profile, and someone else messaged me. I started talking with this other person, but still was texting the guy 5, which I knew his real name now as William. The new guy had the name Bill on his profile. A day went by, and he seemed cool, but then William randomly asked me why I was talking with Bill. I didn't know what to say, so I never responded. He kept texting with
How you
angry
gonna talk to
messages, so
Bill?
I blocked him. I didn't receive any texts, only a single message on that site, and it said soon. One day after school, my friend Latrice came over to have a sleepover. We got comfortable, went to my room, and did our usual of surfing through the web, being nosy. I brought up that guy. Then I received a text message that said, "Why'd you block me?" from a random number. I replied with a question mark. Then it replied, "It's me, William." He texted me from another number after I blocked him. I told Latrice how creepy this guy is. Then Latrice stopped me from talking because she thought she heard something. Then I heard a voice. "I'm not that creepy." We both responded by screaming and looking around.
Oh
I saw
no.
someone coming from under my bed, so we ran
Oh
screaming out
no.
of my room, and my mother called the cops. They didn't get him because he left through my window, and nothing could be traced back to him. I'm starting to think that he was both of the people I was talking to. That definitely opened my eyes to the dangers of the internet. I would never visit the dark web again.
You shouldn't. Oh, he got cameras in that thing. Hold up. He got cameras in that thing. What? First of all, why you under my bed? How you get under my bed? That's the deep web though. Y'all should never get on deep web, kids. So don't get on deep web. Let's go next story. I'm scared. Psych. Never scared.
A few years ago, me and my family went on our yearly holiday to Madeira, which is the birthplace of my parents. It was pretty normal for us to go annually, as our grandparents were living there. We would sleep in one of our grandparents' home, and during the day, we would go to festivals. If you do not know much about Madeira, then this story will probably give you a better idea. It's not that a physical thing occurred that holiday. It was just this nightmare that became very real for me as a child. As I said before, I was staying at my grandparents' house while in Madeira. I had a room to myself on the upper floor. It was pretty creepy since my grandmother loved Victorian-style dolls. Once I was able to fall asleep, I had a creepy dream that I can't forget. I woke up, and from my bed, I could hear movement on the floor. I looked down to see that the floor was covered in black insects, just crawling around. I could not see the almond brown wood floorboards, and began to yell for help. Someone opened my door, and I saw my little brother come in. but behind him was a woman in a hideous purple dress. I never saw this woman before, but before my brother even came closer to me, I saw the woman force her hand into his back and tear out his heart. I remember screaming in the dream, and all the woman said was, "Your parents aren't here." And I woke up. I was so scared that I went into the next room where my brother should have been asleep. But because it was dark, I couldn't see him. Well, I was a dumb kid. My anxiety level rose even higher. I ran out, went downstairs, and none of my parents were around.
Why is she running like
I
that?
started to panic more because of what that lady in my dream said, and I started to cry even more. Then I heard my older brother call my name from up the stairs.
Hey.
The stairs I just ran down.
No, that's not
I told him I had a bad dream, and he stayed in my room after showing me that my little brother was snoring away in his bed. The next morning, my brother told my parents how I behaved, so my mother asked me what happened. I told her about the dream with the lady in the hideous purple dress. My mother's face became serious, and she looked worried. I didn't know why, since that was unusual for her. About 2 years later, I was going through my parents' wedding album in our home in Madeira, while I was sorting out the top floor of the house with my younger brother. I noticed that one of the pictures was ripped in half. I thought it was unusual, so I began looking through to see where the other half was. It wasn't in the album. I brushed it off. About an hour later, I was going through one of the drawers in the living room cabinet. I saw this picture of a woman in a purple dress. She looked almost identical to the woman in my dream.
Why is she too happy?
It was the
Smiles so
same
hard.
dress. I began to get goosebumps, so I put the album on top of a table and opened it to the page with the teared up picture. I began to shiver once the tear of both pictures fit perfectly well together. With worry, I began to ask my mother who was in the image. All I know to this day is that she is perceived as a witch and fled with my maternal uncle from Madeira. Soon after, the whole community began to believe it. This is possibly all just a coincidence, but it
You rub on
does
her
send a
booty?
shiver down my spine.
Shoes?
I've never met this woman, but she appeared in my dreams. I have no idea on whether or not I will forget the specific details of that dream, especially since I found out more about this woman, who is my aunt-in-law.
Pizza. Oh, no. I'm good. I'm good with that pizza. Oh, no. Oh, no. Should I do one more? That wasn't really that scary to me, but when she smiled, that was scary. Should I do one more? Let's do one more. Let's do one more.
This happened about 5 years ago. I was 11 years old, and it was pretty early in the morning. I was in the backyard playing basketball with my younger brother before I headed to school. We had a basketball hoop in our backyard. Our backyard was located next to an alley, and our gate was pretty short, so anyone who walked through that alley could see right into our backyard. After playing for a bit, we noticed that two strange men in the alley were checking out our neighbor's backyard. I didn't feel safe around them, so I led my brother back into the house.
Yellow teeth.
We were going to ignore them, but after eyeing them a little longer, my suspicion about them turned out to be right. Watching them from the window, I saw one of them hop right over our tiny gate and was now in our backyard. Then we rushed to go tell our mom.
These people is bold. Jumping over my gate. I'm gonna get my shotty. Why don't you jump on my gate?
My mom went straight outside to see two strangers standing in our backyard. She yelled at them angrily and told them to go away. She called 911, but they ignored her and didn't leave.
Yeehaw.
One of the men just stared at us.
Yeehaw.
All of a sudden, he went into the shed we had in the backyard and pulled out a lawnmower that was inside.
Yo, loan
At
my
first,
grass?
we were all confused and
my
we thought
grass?
they might be trying to steal it. Then my sister started to record the incident, thinking it might scare them, make them run away. But it didn't work.
People bold.
My mom called 911, and the men weren't saying anything to us. but one of them seemed to have changed his mind and was trying to convince the other man that they should just leave. Then the man who pulled the lawnmower out of the shed turned the lawnmower on. We were totally confused at that moment.
What you finna do?
A random stranger just comes into our backyard and completely ignores everything we say to him. Why would he go into our shed, pull out a lawnmower, and turn
Cut
it
y'all
on?
up.
I mean, it doesn't
They
make any
cut y'all in
sense.
pieces.
However, his next move made even less sense and was even more insane. He flipped the lawnmower upside down and just stood there looking at it. A few seconds later, our confusion soon turned to horror after watching what happened next. He dived headfirst into the spinning blade of the lawnmower, which cut his neck wide open.
Oh
and
no.
ended his life. All this happened in the blink of an eye. My mom screamed at the top of her lungs, which frightened the 911 operator. I couldn't believe what I just saw. I was only 11 years old at the time, but it must have been even harder for my younger siblings to watch that happen.
You came in my backyard just to
Later,
kill
the
yourself?
ambulance and the cops arrived at the backyard. The police came by to ask a few questions, but the video my sister took...
First of all, how you know I had a lawnmower? Come to my backyard just to cut your neck and die in front of my kids? What? How the... You know I got a lawnmower. The what? Those y'all planning to come and kill yourself?
Cook had the whole incident on video, so the cops knew the story was legit. I couldn't help but feel bad for the other man that was with him. When the incident happened, he screamed too, started crying, and begged us to call for help. But it was already too late. I didn't go to school that day because I was in shock. After that, I couldn't sleep at all. I had nightmares for a while. I wished we'd never saw that and wondered what happened to that man to make him want to end his life.
Right.
I also couldn't stop thinking about our lawnmower. It was old and worn out. You needed to pull the cord multiple times, and with some luck, it might turn on. But he pulled that thing once, and it started right up. Everything was odd that day.
Oh no, you dead, dude. Come to my window, you dead. Oh, it's still recording. Alright, that's all I'm gonna do. That wasn't that scary, but no, I might do some more of these, more scaries, you know. But I hope y'all like this video. Subscribe to me. Please subscribe to me. And comment down below what y'all want to see next. I will do anything y'all want me to do. And yeah, some more scary stories come, you know, come with the bangers already. Like I said, I'm gonna do the hot noodles challenge. I already know. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.